Hi guys, this is Vijay here. Welcome to Sketchup Architecture channel. So today I'm going to remodel Atyrau Bridge in Sketchup. Atyrau Bridge is designed by NewMoon architects. I just remodeled just for education purpose. I used Shape Blender, Flowify, BZ toolbar, Caviloft, Edge tools and Proto Scale. And I kept all the download links for plugins in the description box. Please check it, and if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and share the videos with your friends and families. That will motivate me to add more education videos for you. Let's jump into the tutorial. First I trace the basic outline from the Google Earth. So here you can see the overall shape. So here I'm first copying the two outline edges. One is upper edge and one is the lower edge. So the lower edge is already aligned in the ground plane. The upper edge is in a curvicle form plan. For that I am using Shape Blender tool to get that same curvicle profile. So for using Shape Blender tool, I require a simple plane. In that plane I am making the curvicle profile. So we need to bend the geometry according to the curvicle line. So first I'm creating a component. So first I'm making the elevation profile, what I required. Yeah, now elevation profile is ready. So the elevation profile has to be aligned in the red axis because Shape Blender work in red axis. So first I am creating the component and I am aligning the whole component in the red axis. So I am creating a reference line in the red axis. So first you need to click the component and then plugin, then you need to select the reference curvicle line which is required. So it's made now. So I'm aligning, putting both the upper edge and the top edge as per the plan. So now it's we need to create the skinning. So here I am using Caviloft plugin to create the skinning. Caviloft plugin generally it required 4 edges. So the 4 corners are required. The lower and upper edges are ready. Now I'm making side edges. So here I'm using perpendicular tool to get perpendicular to the edges. So I'm making the curve in the same perpendicular line. So all the edges which will be the same alignment. Here I am using BZ toolbar to divide the edges equally. So I made 5 segments for both the sides. So next step I am using the Caviloft skinning tool and selecting all the 4 edges to create that surface. Here I am dividing the lines by using BZ toolbar, polygon segmented. I'm making the top and bottom segments equally, so we'll get the quad surface neat. And here we need to check some error is happening. It's not the polygon segment is not working. So if you click the edge tools, we can find any unnecessary lines are there. So please we need to remove all the lines and before using the Caviloft plugin. So now I will divide the right and left side edges equally. So we are using the skinning tool now. Next up I am going to create a jolly geometry pattern. So we are using Flowify plugin to bend the geometry along the surface. So the Flowify plugin, it's generally required 4 edges and it will work in 3 groups generally. So first I copy the surface in separate group. Second I am creating the projection plane. That also that length and height, if it's following the same length of the curve, it will be better. So I'm making the projection plane, so that next I'm making that also in the group. So the third one will be the projection lines. So the projection line need to be connect with the two adjacent edges of the projection plane and the surface, projection surface. Now I'm making all three groups in a separate group, and then I'm using emboss grid, so get actual quad surface in the same projection plane. So now we can generate the jolly into the each quad panels. So I'm aligning all the individual jolly pattern in the individual quads. So I'm making everything in the component, so we can quickly change the pattern. So here I am using array tool to fill all along the surface plane, so deleting the remaining area. So now I'm going to create a triangle projection into the triangle area. So now I'm projecting by using scale tool, just simply clicking the line tool and scaling up. We need to check whether the components are working. So now we need to create the openings in that corner areas. So I'm copying the edge tool and deleting the edge surface as per the interior design. So deleting unnecessary edges in the corners. So we'll update in the overall component automatically. So I'm creating the surface to create a parametric opening here. So I am aligning on the bottom edge. Actually, if you see, it will be higher openings and the top edge will be less opening. So this plane I'm just tilting up, so we can get that same kind of profile in the elevation. So now I am exploding all the components. I am making this single group. So I am going to intersect with the plane and trying to create the openings in the jolly. So here I am intersect with the plane and the component group. So now the elevation making using parallel projection and deleting the projection surface easily. So before deleting, check any another surface is selected. So and deselect that and delete again. So the other opposite is selected, I deselected, and I am deleting the whole surface, the projection surface. Now we are almost getting the same similar parametric kind of opening for the jolly. So now I am making the group. I am mirroring the whole thing and the opposite side also. So we'll get that whole 3D profile on both sides. So I am just flipping the on one side. I am mirroring the whole thing. adjusting and aligning to that surface equally. So I am aligning the bottom also. So I'm exploding both the groups and making in the single group. So now it's ready to fluidify along the surface. So I'm aligning to the projection plane. In the center of projection plane, I'm aligning the whole geometry. Here I am using Frodo Scale plugin box shaping tool, adjusting both the edges equally, the bottom and top edge. So now it's equal. Now it's ready to this whole geometry is ready to fluidify along the surface. So before that we need to align exactly all along in the edges, because sometimes if it's projecting outside or inside, the surface will not fill equally, it will not bend equally. Some area it may be going up and down. So before clicking the fluidify, you need to align it all along the edges properly. Now I am selecting all three components, three groups, and that reference jolly using the fluidify plugin. So it will usually take little time. So now it's ready, the whole surface is aligned along the surface. Now it seems okay. The whole surface bended. So I'm using GHS power bar to delete the smooth in the surface. The whole geometry is now smooth. We didn't see any additional lines there. So I'm softening the edges also. So I'm moving the whole thing in that same location in the plan. So now we are going to create the second edge. So I'm making the reference edge as per the earlier edge which I already made. So it will look like equal. So I'm taking the reference plane. So here also I'm using the same process. I'm using shape bender plugin. I'm bending the whole surface along the second edge. So we got the top edge ready. So I'm going to skin the whole surface, similar manner which I made for the first edge. So I'm going to make the second edge. So I'll just speed up this process. Now both the edges are ready. I aligned the exact location. So now we're going to create the internal pipeline connection. So I'm taking the reference from the existing both edges. So already the existing geometry planes which we created, we are taking reference from that. So before that I am adjusting the edges by using FFT plugin, so both the edges will be look equal, both the corners will be equal. So accordingly I am adjusting the geometry also by using FFT plugin. Now we are going to create a central connection. So here I am using Curve plugin. I am using skinning tool. Here also all the edges has to be equal segmented. So first I am going to weld all the edges by using GHS power bar weld tool. Then I am dividing all the edges equally by using BZ toolbar polyline segmenter plugin. So both the edges are equally divided. So now we are going to skin the surface by using Curve skinning tool. So I just clicking the intermediate connection. So we are getting only the intermediate links. So now I'm going to make GHS power bar pipe plugin. So convert all the lines to pipes. So now it's ready. So we are placing in the right location. Fine. Now we are going to make the top edge, the corner edge. So here I am using the same perpendicular tools. So I'm making the triangular profile on the both edges. I am using follow me tool. Align the edge properly, and we are going to make the follow me tool. We got that profile also ready, so I'm placing in the right location. Now we are going to make the other edges also, the railing edge. So here also I am going to use the same process. I am taking the two reference lines. One is inner edge and the outer edge. So inner edge will be in slope, and the outer edge, the bottom edge will be in the same ground plane. So I am creating two different edge profile on the left and right hand side. So here I am going to skin the surface by using Curve plugin, skinning plugin. So here also I am repeating the same process. I'm just making the reference plane according to that surface area which is required. so the whole elevation profile has to be a little smoother. So I'm trying to create the same smooth line in the elevation. So now I'm using shape blender plugin to bend the whole surface according to the inner edge. So first I align in the red axis. I'm making the reference line along the red axis also. So right now it's not in red axis, I'm aligning there. So I'm creating the reference line along the red axis. Now I'm using shape blender to align the whole line along the red axis. Now it's aligned. We got the inner edge ready, inner top edge. So now we're going to make the curve loft skinning tool. So the another right side edge also I am aligning as per the elevation. So all the 4 edges has to be aligned properly. It has to touch properly. So I'm taking out separately to check. So I'm deleting unnecessary lines. So I'm aligning all the 4 corners properly. Here I am going to make in 2 parts the whole jali pattern. So the first part I have the jali opening thing. So here I am adjusting the height a little bit. So I am dividing the edges by using polyline segmenter. So I'm welding all the lines by using polyline segmenter tools. So on top and bottom edge has to be equal. So if it's not happened, something wrong. So check the edge properly, delete the unnecessary lines. So now it's ready. So both the top and bottom edges has to be equal. So now we are going to skin the all 4 edges. So similar way I am making the second railing also. So now we are going to skin the surface. So we got the surface ready. Now we are going to create a second skin also. So both the surfaces are ready. Now I'm using curve loft plugin. Now similar way we need to group all 3 together. So now we need to create the jali pattern in each segment. So I'm using array tool, fill along the overall surface area. Delete the unnecessary lines. Okay, we're going to align the whole surface area. So here I'm offsetting the edges, so we get we can see the corner edges properly. So I'm exploding all the components into making a simple group. So I'm aligning with that same projection surface. I'm using the Flowify tool again. So now we got the side edge also ready. So I'm aligning in the overall geometry. Now we'll speed up this same process for the other 4 edges also. Now all the edges are ready. I am using joint push pull tool to extrude the whole slab area. Now I'm making the columns. I'm using follow tool. So for follow tool you require to make the profile properly, and then the following edge, the edge path is required. So it's in circular thing. I made circular. Now it's ready. So we're just aligning the location. Now we are going to make the bottom smooth edge. So here also I'm going to use the same process. Like I'm making the elevation profile first. I'm going to bend the whole surface by using shape bender tool. So I'm taking the reference from the edge. So I'm bending this whole surface all along the existing edge. So I'm using joint push pull to give little depth. Friends, I'm going to use that same other side also. I'm using the same process again. If you're not subscribed it, please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon also, so the upcoming videos which I'm going to put you will get the notification easily. And please share and to your friends and family. Thanks for watching. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Soon we will meet in another good tutorial. Signing off.